Class is in session. Class is in session. Hello, hello, hello. Now, I just want to confront the fact that the live streams have been like one thing after next. Every single lesson so far has had an issue. So I trust that this live stream today and this recording within the ecosystem and the Earth School community will be flawless and completely seamless without any internet issues or audio issues or super grainy resolution. I'm just putting that intention out into the universe today. We are having a really great lesson today, and I just saw the clock. It says 3:33, which is divine to say that today's lesson is the epitome of why Earth School was even founded. Health is wealth. And so this is awesome because we have the Health is Wealth packet, which you can find linked down below through the Etsy shop. This one you really want to get because this one breaks down all kinds of things we're going to cover. The real food pyramid, which is all the Dr. Sebi approved foods. And then we have the food list game from the activities packet, the games and activities packet. Some original art and the definitions of alkaline and alchemizing, all of that. So we're going to get into it. But first, I would like to talk a little bit about just my health journey. So I personally have experienced a lot of different kinds of food relationships within myself. I started eating pretty healthily around, I really always was pretty healthy actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I used to create a food pyramid and put it on our refrigerator as a child, and my siblings would make fun of me because I would say like, a frozen yogurt cup is a healthy alternative to ice cream. Like, that was me. I was that kid. So it's like kind of not a surprise that I'm here now doing this with you all. But I will say that I always was drawn to eating healthily, but at this point in my life, I've reached a level of health in my diet and eating habits that are better than they ever have been. And I also still have my tendencies, which I'll talk about too, because it's super important to recognize that this is a journey, like it's okay, but we're all in different parts of our journey. So I might say certain things. And if you're eating foods that are super acidic, then it might sound like I'm so out there. And so I just want to approach the conversation from a very, neutral ground and say, look, I was raised Italian first and foremost. So cheese, tomato, meat galore, was and I'm like, my throat like got mucus when I said it, and you'll understand why in a moment. But basically, although the food tastes really good going down, not really so much to me anymore, but undeniably the food is an art for sure, especially in certain cultures. But a lot of the times, the cultural dishes that we eat all across the globe are actually really not good for our gut health at all. And take everything as you will. You are allowed to do whatever you want with your body. I'm not going to try to tell anyone anything or control anyone, except for my own self. But it's just the truth that certain foods, and most definitely some of the things they're trying to pass as food now, is really poison for our bodies and our minds. And this does calcify the brain and become an issue on all levels, spiritually, and we'll get into financially as well. Now, the fact is that I used to I'll just give a short timeline. So I'd say from 0 to 15, I always ate like healthiest in my family, but I would still eat all kinds of meats and, whatever foods that were given to me from my mom, basically. And she was an amazing cook. I'm not knocking it at all. We hardly ever ate food out, and if we did, it was rare. But even when we did, we would eat all kinds of stuff: chicken nuggets, French fries, Wendy's, milkshakes, and all that kind of stuff, right? Trix cereal, Trix yogurt. And then around 15, I was like, oh, and I'll say I was raised Catholic, so I always would give up meat for Lent, not just on Fridays, but I would be like, I'm giving up meat for Lent. And so from then till around 15 is when I decided I'm like, well, not really decided. I realized I was lactose intolerant. So I stopped eating the cheesy meals that my mom would make or drinking regular milk. I started drinking almond milk. And this was when almond milk sort of just started getting on the market as like accessible. And then from there, I practiced vegetarianism on and off, and by the time I got to college, I would say probably my sophomore year is when I really got serious about being vegetarian. I would eat meat like every once in a while throughout college, but like pretty much not. And since then, I had eaten meat a few times, and then really around January, no, around sometime in 2019 is when I started practicing and playing with veganism. But then I would say it was an on and off journey until March of 2022. I'm trying to remember the years. Yeah. And that's when I got really serious about everything health-wise. That's when in May, I fasted for the first time, May of 2022. That was a life-changing experience. I'll talk more about that in the fasting and juicing class. But, I'll just say on that note that the body really is designed to heal itself. And when we do that fasting, we experience a level of clarity that otherwise doesn't really come because we're always distracting ourselves with something, and often that something is food that we turn to. And so health is wealth holistically is the understanding that when we are stronger than the urges that we have to distract ourselves, and when we are stronger than and more disciplined than our desires, is whenever we're able to build real wealth. It's whenever we're able to recognize that a muscle that I work today might not see the results by the time I hit the pillow tonight, but the more I build on something, one day I look in the mirror and realize I got 6-pack abs. Wow, I'm the healthiest and most slender and slimmest I've ever been. And, people say that to me all the time, like, you look amazing. And I really don't think about what I look like on the physical level, like, at all. I feel amazing. I feel healthy. I practice doing my HIIT workouts and my yoga every single day, no matter whether I feel like, multiple times a day. Not because I want to look a certain way. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But because I just want to be the best version of myself, the healthiest version of myself, the most disciplined, the one with the most grit. And that version of me does those things as a daily discipline. So I just wanted to spend the first 10 or so minutes of session today sharing a little bit of my own personal journey, because I recognize how powerful and empowering that can be to you can Google my name. I did not intend on saying this. It's kind of embarrassing. My ego just showed. You can Google my name and see I was not healthy. Like probably the most uh the top photo you'll see of me, I was severely overweight. I had a shaved head. I was very mentally unwell. I was going through so much traumatic things at that point in time. Um I was getting all the awards and all the things that I thought were, love, but I wasn't healthy and it can show. Like you can see, like emotionally I was unwell. Um I'm grateful for her. I love her. I have so much compassion for her, but she's so not me. It's kind of crazy. Like I forget about how far I've come in my health journey. And so I just wanted to share that because it's like it's a journey. We all have different um wow. I did not anticipate saying that. Now I'm just really resonating with how far I've come. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I'll say too, on the note of fasting, though, that it's so important that you have the proper herbs while you're fasting. So please reference that class before you decide to just cut everything out. I mean, it wouldn't kill you, but it's so much more important to just be like aware. All right, let's get into the packet. So this is the first page. Look how cute it is. And I also like these pages because it's like we can use them as posters and stuff. Like I could frame this on the wall. Like it would be so cute in my kitchen. I think I'm going to do that. Alkaline. Having the properties of an alkali or containing alkali, having a pH greater than 7. Okay. Alchemize. Transform the nature or properties of something by a seemingly magical process. So you all know how much I love etymology, right? Etymology is the studying of words and the root of those words and what they mean and the ways that they relate to one another. So alkaline, alchemize, these words are related to one another. When we eat alkaline foods, it alchemizes in the body. That is a very, very powerful thing. It's almost magical how much healing can come from simply I don't want to say restricting, but I don't want to say limiting either. Modifying, that's the word I'll use. Modifying our diet to be alkaline. And Dr. Sebi talks a lot about this. And he talks about how when we eat alkaline foods and cut out all the acidic foods, our body processes and takes, well, our body does this anyway. Our body processes and takes all the nutrients that it needs from the food and then excretes the waste of everything it doesn't need. So that's why whenever you're eating food that's not really food, you're getting the poops, like the bad ones, like your gut tumbles and turns. That doesn't happen when you're eating watermelon and salad and drinking coconut water only. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't. Because your body needs those nutrients, and then whatever waste is left, it's just excreting out. It's totally natural fibers that are being released from your body, right? So next, I'll just break down a little bit more of what we're talking about when we talk about pH. This is something that you study in chemistry, right? pH, and then we talk about pH balance, but there's really no balance to be had here because the reality is that our body does not need or want acidic foods. You can eat them, that's your choice. Like, totally, peace be upon you. Like, you're allowed to do whatever you want with your body, but the things we do with our bodies have consequences. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's good for you, you know? And the foods that he gets into, I honestly, I'll just go through the list and refer you to watch videos of him, because I would do an injustice trying to explain it. And it's actually really important that, especially, I use my voice to just direct you to the source so you can actually learn properly from him without trying to appropriate anything in any kind of way or give you a muddled version of it. I would rather you just take the time to actually listen to him speak, or in his family speak about electric foods and how powerful it is to, eat medicine. That's all it comes down to. Or how our food is medicine, not eat medicine, because that means something totally different in Western society than it actually does in reality when it's considering cascara, sagrada, and sea moss as foods that we can consume that have the properties to heal disease, all disease, from cancer to herpes to, Lyme disease. Amazing stories, blindness, like amazing things that are not pseudoscience, because it is literally been proven by other doctors that are medical doctors. Yeah, so really powerful testimony. I will link a video in the lower part of the curriculum on this specific course page for you to explore that more. And we'll get into the food list in a minute. This is the potential of hydrogen. That's what pH stands for. Okay. So their pH scale, and technically these two things are connected and make one long line, but I separated them just to show you, like, these foods are the poisons, right? And trust me, I get it. Like, I was just looking at my old Pinterest board from high school when I was a kid, and I saw, like, I had all these different recipes for cupcakes and sugary snacky things and all kinds of stuff, and corn barbecue recipes and things, ways to make buffalo chicken, whatever. Actually, I don't think I saw that, but that's like popular. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. That is poison. Sorry, that's poison. It's not good for us. There's a reason why the first video on the TikTok page of Earth School is me handing out fruits on Halloween instead of candy, right? The term pH refers to whether a substance is an acid, an alkaline, also known as basic, or neutral. So alkaline is anything that is 7 plus, these colors here on the pH scale. Acidic is anything on this side of the pH scale. And then I think it's exactly 7 is neutral, or maybe it's 6.5 plus. Either way, anything that's 6.5 plus is what you want in your body, and anything lower than that you really don't want in your body. The letters pH stand for potential of hydrogen, since pH is effectively a measure of the concentration of hydrogen ions, that is, protons in a substance. Okay? So next we're going to move on to the real food pyramid. And the food lists in the real food pyramid they work in tandem with one another. So this one you can put up on the wall in the kitchen and always refer back to this. This one is a game for us to mark up. So we can look at that. We'll hold on to that one and do the game in just a second. But this one here shows, this is pretty much to scale of how much unless you're fasting or doing something specific where you're eating just water-based foods, you really want to have the majority anyway be fruits and vegetables, which are water-based majority. And then, you can do nuts, beans, grains, which we have a really great partner for wholesale nuts and dried fruits. So if anyone wants to, not rely on food that is in the store, or have access to food delivered right to you at scale that is straight from the farm, not, prepackaged or processed, fresh food, fresh nuts, fresh grain like quinoa, fresh dried fruits made to order. Let me know and I can get you in touch with Baron and the wholesale nuts and dried fruits. So good. I'm obsessed. The dates are really good. The Brazil nuts are really good. The pumpkin seeds are really good. And pumpkin seeds have a really high alkaline. I think it's like 9. Like 9. That's like almost that's pretty high for a nut, And the tricolor quinoa is also really good. Okay. Yeah, and then from there it's seasonings and herbs, and up at the top is oils and butters. Right. So here's the actual scale in one line. That's what that looks like. So this game is really fun. This one, we circle our favorites. We write a star by the things we've never tried, and we cross out the things that we don't like. And these are really the only foods that are approved. Don't really stray from this. And you're gonna see well, where's carrots and where's spinach and where's, yeah, man, it's not on the list. And I'm gonna let Dr. Sebi express and explain why. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of foods are chemically and scientifically engineered. And basically, if God didn't create it, why are we eating it? Don't even get me started with the white flour and corn syrups and things like that. That is obvious. That we know. Don't eat that stuff. That is really going to mess up your brain. But there are other foods that are but it's a vegetable. I thought vegetables were good for me. And it's yeah, well, think again. Not everything is as it seems. Okay. So, circle your favorite, write a star by the things you've never tried, and cross out the things you don't like. I like apples. I don't think I've ever tried burro bananas. I love berries. And it says no cranberries. I'm just gonna circle all these things. I love apples. I love berries. I love cherries. I don't think I've ever tried currants. I love dates. I love figs. I love grapes. I love key limes. I love mangoes and melons. Some of my favorite. For oranges, we want to focus on Seville oranges or their green ones, which are kind of harder to find. But oranges, circling it. Papaya, circling it. Peaches, I'm going to leave it. I'm not the hugest fan of peaches. I'll eat them, but I'm not the hugest fan. Pears, kind of the same vibe. Although there is a poached pear recipe that I used to make as dessert. Oh, my mouth is watering thinking about it. So good. I used to make pear gravy too. I should make that again. Also really good. Super simple. It's just pear basically. You just pear and vegan butter and, wow, now I'm getting off track. Okay. Plums. Plums are good. Raisins. Okay, I'll cross through. I don't like raisins. Soursop. I really like it. I'm not as huge of a fan of it by itself, but soursop in my smoothies when I lived in Tobago. Oh, my mouth's watering again. Soursop, mango, passion fruit, all just pick it, chop that up, put it in a blender, let it, the mango's frozen, just put a knife and then peel it off. Oh my god. Those mangoes were so good. So good. Tamarind, I really like tamarind. Soft jelly coconuts. Oh, I have not had a soft jelly coconut in so long, but I love them. The farmer's market that I used to go to, they would just cut it open, and you'd stick a straw, drink the juice, and then you'd have a snack on the inside. So good. Cactus fruit. I don't think I tried that. I'm going to start it. Amaranth greens. I think this is also callaloo, which I really like. Avocado, one of my favorites. Dandelion greens, also really like that. Back when I used to eat eggs, I would eat dandelion greens and eggs for breakfast. That was really good. Green banana, I've definitely had that before. I like it. Kale, love kale, obsessed. I could literally, love kale. Okay. Lettuce, no iceberg lettuce. Love salads, obsessed with salads. Mushrooms, obsessed with mushrooms. I've been trying to get this mushroom partnership, but I need to, I just pulled up my phone to see if they texted me back. But excuse me, I got distracted. Mexican cactus. I don't know if I ever tried that or nopales. I'm going to start. Okra is a vibe. Not my favoriteest thing. But I do like it. It does get slimy, but I don't mind that in some ways. In some recipes and things. Olives are hit or miss with me. Black olives are not really my thing, but Italian olives are really, really good. Like, I gotta give it up. When I lived in Italy, so good. I didn't all the way eat vegan while I was there, I'm not gonna lie. I had some desserts, okay? I did. Onions. I love onions. Peppers. Squash. Tomatillos, which are the green ones that come with like a paper like protected natural like wrapping. It's not a wrapping, but so good. That's when they make salsa verde. Oh my god. Excuse me, I shouldn't say the Lord's name. Oh my goodness. Tomatoes, plum and cherry, yum. Turnip greens. Oh, I used to make this like turnip mash. That was really good. But I don't know if I've ever had the greens, so I'm going to start that. Watercress, I like that. Zucchini, I love that. Sea vegetables, oh yes! I love seaweed salad. I love seaweed salad. I could just eat seaweed salad. Seaweed salad, avocado, lime, cayenne pepper. I'm the happiest lady in the world. So good. Wild arugula, so good. Don't think I've ever tried purslane. Yum. Brazil nut. Okay, just circling all the nuts. The nuts and the chickpeas just get a big circle because I love nuts. I really do. Like, I probably eat too many nuts, not gonna lie. I don't see pumpkin seeds on here, but they are approved. Amaranth. I don't think I've tried it as a grain, so I'm going to star it. Fonio, again, I'm going to star it. Yeah, I don't think I've tried that yet. Quinoa, love. Rye, I'll circle it. Not my favoriteest, but good. Teff, I have tried that, and I love Ethiopian, I forget the name of the dish, but the rolled up bread, that's really good. It's very sweet. Well, not very, but it's like a little bit sweet. Wild rice. I love wild rice. Basil. We're on to seasonings now. Cayenne pepper, onion powder. Yeah, I'm just going to circle all these things. Sage, sweet sea salt, sweet basil, savory spice, dill, thyme, tarragon. Oh, I used to make this potato salad with tarragon. So good. I bet I could make it with burro bananas. Really delicious. Habanero pepper. I love spicy foods. Bay leaf. Acheoche. I'm sure I said that wrong. I've definitely had that flavor before. I think that's the pepper that they use to make like really spicy salsa. But I can't remember. Agave, I love, and date sugar, I love. Tahini is so good. If you're watching, we're going down Dr. Savi's food list now. Tahini is so good for the real food pyramid. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I love making homemade hummus with tahini. I love making salad dressings with tahini. I made this one kind of salad dressing that I had a dream about it. After I was fasting, I was like dreaming about making this salad dressing, and I had never seen anything like this before, but I cut the stalk off of the kale and I chopped the stems of it and I boiled it and I seasoned it and I put it in a blender once it was really soft with avocado, hot pepper, herbs, spices, and a little bit of tahini and lime. Oh my goodness, so good. I'm gonna need to do a cooking class. Or I get to do a cooking class. Alkaline vegan cooking class. That sounds like it'll be fun. Who wants to join that? Let me know. Okay. Oils, avocado oil, sesame oil, grapeseed oil, olive, and coconut, which you don't want to be on high heat. You want to use those for baking or low heat and eat that raw. And that's our list, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages. The food pyramid here is rewritten, and when you buy the download on Etsy, you get extra stuff, extra. Read all about it. Don't just read about it. Make a post in the community, okay? I trust that this finds you well. I trust that the live stream was high quality audio and high quality visuals specifically for you, my dear. I trust that those of you who are just starting out on your health journey are able to utilize this to bring about the clarity that is required to channel real wealth and actual abundance. Because when we are in alignment, we are able to build creatively through balancing our feminine and masculine energies to build wealth on purpose, things that are going to really be a huge contribution to the planet, to the people around us. And that is a gift to be able to provide that to the world. That is something that can only be done through a state of surrendered clarity and true alignment, to follow your joy, to not be lost in this illusion, but to really allow yourself to be a contributing factor through what you're divinely called here to do. Thank you for being a part of allowing me to do what I'm divinely called to do. And that's this. And that means everything to me. Thank you for helping me see myself. I look forward to reading all of your posts in the community. See you tomorrow.